All right, thanks so much for watching that video on navigating Canvas and doing the prerequisite material above the general course resources and then the general course and discussion information. All of that information, I know it might be a little bit laborious at the beginning, but that will really help us avoid some hiccups and general questions as we dive into the course material. So now that you have a general understanding of what we're doing, let's walk through what's going on this week. This week, as it is shown in the syllabus and under assigned readings and videos, you have 2 chapters from Sumney. This is going to give us a general introduction to the course, the Bible, where it comes from, what's going on, and those should be really helpful as we get started with the course material. There's 2 very short articles. They say articles, but these are really just there to kind of get us to think about things in the Bible and the opening of Scripture in a different way. So read these 2 articles, The 6 Myths About the Bible and Divinely Inspired, and then skim read Genesis. Remember, we talked about what skim reading entails. And skim reading, I'm not expecting that you are going to be knowing all of the details that are happening in the selected passages of Scripture, but what I do expect is that you have a general understanding of the characters, major events, and places. All right, general characters, major events, and places. This is what we're talking about in skim reading. So who is Abraham? Why is he important? What happens in creation? These are general questions from Genesis that are going to give us an understanding of what's happening broadly within these chapters. And just as a friendly reminder, Genesis is the book, 1 is the chapter, and 1 through chapter 31. Not Genesis verse 1 through 31. That would only be 1 chapter. So we're going to start at the very beginning of Genesis, and we're going to read through chapter 31. And then last but not least is the videos. So let me back up to our modules real quick. Again, the modules are formatted like a checklist. So after you're done reading these articles, I have some awesome videos from the Bible Project that are going to help us, again, to get a general overview of what it will be for us to read Scripture, specifically Genesis. Genesis is written in the genre of narrative. As genres change in the Old and New Testament, it's going to be important for us to change up how we're reading them. What kind of questions do we ask when we're in narrative? How does that differ from when we're reading poetry? So this is going to give us a general understanding about plot and about character and why those things are important. This What is the Bible is a general video that I also think will be really helpful. However, it's not on the syllabus. And lastly, our assignments. Introduce yourself this week to your fellow classmates. You can upload a video, you can just write a response. Whatever floats your boat is fine with me. And then you'll need to submit your discussion questions by Wednesday night, and then you'll need to submit your group questions by Thursday night. All right, so discussion questions always due on Wednesday night. Group questions are always due on Thursday night. Then on Friday night, you'll need to go into your groups and give 4 responses to your classmates. One other thing that I want to point out here is the optional resources. Now, everything under the week pages are required except for if I say optional. So everything's required except for the optional pieces. And the optional pieces here, I've included a PowerPoint from my Intro to Bible class that I teach on campus. So this is going to have some different material. It's not comprehensive because often I use my PowerPoints as a visual aid to what I'm lecturing on. But some of the visuals, the images, I do timelines, some of those things could be helpful. So if you're looking for kind of general overview stuff, again, as we get started or as we're working through different parts of the Old and New Testament, maybe check out the PowerPoints. They might be helpful for you in providing some supplemental information to Sumney or Miller. So that's our first week. You've got some things on your plate to take care of. As always, reach out to me if you have any questions, or feel free to to post a question on the discussion board. Other than that, have a great week. I can't wait to read what you guys are working on, and I will see you next week.